Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we're going to be taking a look at some extremely exciting news. The new set over in the UK, US, Europe, etc., the next English language set has been announced. It is going to be called Unified Minds. Now, this has been shared by the lovely folks over at TotalCards.net, and it is the lovely Stephen Kent, who is, of course, a lovely man, who did make me aware of this. I really appreciate it. Though I do have to also give a shout out to the lovely Poke Experto over on Twitter, who has also shared some information a little bit more in some cases than we got from Total Cards. But between the two, ladies and gentlemen, we look like we've got a whole bunch of information. Plus, of course, we already know some stuff about it that doesn't need to be shared, frankly. We already know a bunch of stuff. So, what can we know about it so far? Well, we know it's going to be coming out on Friday, the 2nd of August. But again, this shouldn't be news to you. They come out on the first Friday of the month. We don't know anything about our November set, but it's going to come out on Friday the 1st of November. It just is. So the release date shouldn't be terribly surprising to you lovely ladies and gentlemen. We know that it's going to be called Unified Minds. I should mention the logo on the screen has been made by the lovely Stephen Kent. It is not an official logo. We don't have an official logo as it stands at the moment. We know that it is going to be a truly giant set. We know that it is going to have over 230 cards. Now, to put it into context, the biggest set we've had so far has been Lost Thunder. Lost Thunder comes in at 236 cards, but that is 236 including all the secret rares. It's 214 plus 22 secret rares, rainbow rares, all that good stuff. So if this is going to come in at 230 before your rainbow rares, your secret rares, all of that good stuff, it is safe to say that this will be the largest Pokemon trading card game set we have ever had. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. Lost Thunder was the biggest. This is going to beat Lost Thunder. It's going to have about the same number as Lost Thunder had in total, plus all of your secret rares, which are probably looking comfortably at around 20, which means that this is going to come in at about 250 cards total, which is, of course, significantly larger than Lost Thunder. But remember, we're having large sets at the moment, and the reason is extremely simple. We are getting a main set and 2 Japanese mini sets worth of cards in one set. There is an argument, the lovely Luna Lugia over on Twitter does regularly argue that we should have monthly sets like Japan does. And yeah, I don't think I can necessarily argue with that. These sets are huge. Now, if you're a player, and I've argued this many times, if you're a player, it really doesn't matter how large the sets are, because you can buy singles and you can trade, and that's what people tend to do. If, however, you are a collector, yeah, this is going to be rough to some degree. Now, we know that this is going to feature Sun and Moon 11, which in Japan is Miracle Twin. We have very little information about Miracle Twin. We don't really have anything on it at the moment. But we also know that it is going to come from GG The End, and I have shown you every card from that particular set. So if you have a look around the channel, you will see them all. I'm going to mention a few cards by name. They're all in there as well. And we also know that it is going to feature Sky Legend. Now, to be fair, we haven't actually seen much from Sky Legend. Now, yesterday we did see our very first card from it, which is an alternate art reprint of Lusamine. But we knew we were getting an alternate art Lusamine. So it's nice that we actually do have the art here. It's nice that we can see the card, but it's not particularly new information. But because we knew it was coming, ladies and gentlemen. We knew it was coming. So according to the press release, what are we getting? There are certain cards that have been confirmed. Now, we know we're getting 8 new Tag Team GX, and we know we're getting Mewtwo and Mew, which we should know because that's clearly what's on the cover of the Miracle Twin booster pack. We know we're getting Espeon and Deoxys GX, which we've mentioned before. We know we're getting Umbreon and Darkrai GX, which we mentioned before. We know we're getting Garchomp and Giratina Tag Team GX because, well, that's in GG the End. So obviously we're getting Garchomp and Giratina Tag Team GX. And even though it isn't specifically mentioned in the press release, we know we're getting Raichu and Alolan Raichu because that's in GG the End, although please call it by its proper name, Choo Choo GX. And that's something that's nice when we know which Japanese sets it's coming from. We know that we're getting Choo Choo even though it wasn't actually in the press release. But the only one that's been talked about today, which we had no idea was coming, is one that I never would have guessed. Rowlet and Alolan Executor Tag Team GX. I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. There are many Tag Team GXs that I could have predicted, that I thought might come along, that I could have seen coming. But if I would have given you my top 100 predictions for Tag Team GXs we're going to be getting, I think it's fair to say that Rowlet and Alolan Executor Tag Team GX is not one that I would ever have actually guessed. That's just weird, ladies and gentlemen. That's just weird. We know it's going to be a grass type, incidentally, because that's the only shared typing the pair of them have. Yes, Alolan Executor is part dragon type, and that's lovely, but Rowlet is not part dragon type, so gutted. We've also had it confirmed that we are getting 9 new Pokemon GX. Now, in terms of Pokemon GX, none of them were actually listed in the press release we got today, but again, we can have a look at GG the End, and we can see, oh, there are actually a couple that we know we're going to be getting. We know we're getting Heatran GX, because that was in GG the End. All these Pokemon that I've said we're getting, I've done videos, I'll pop links to them in the description. And we know we're getting Moreisle GX, because again, that's in GG the End. So we know that the pair of those are coming. Now, interestingly enough, they are the only ones. Now, I know I did show you some family GXs. They were, well, there was half a dozen of them, but the new ones were Pinsir GX and Wigglytuff GX, neither of which have ever actually got a GX before. We're not getting them in the set. Firstly, if we got all 6 of them, plus the GXs from GG the End, plus the one from Sky Legend, plus the ones from Miracle Twin, that would be too many GXs. That would be more than the 9 we're being promised. But also, they are in these little learn-to-play decks over in Japan. They're cute, they're adorable, they're lovely, but that's not really the point. They're not coming in our set. And honestly, I don't think we're ever going to get them. I think they would make cool products. I just don't think it's on the cards. I don't think they're ever going to actually be coming out. Now, we know we're going to be getting 2 new Special Energy cards. Unfortunately, we've not seen any of these yet. We've not seen any of these Special Energy cards, so maybe they're going to be fun. We don't know. And we also know we're going to be getting 25 new Trainer cards. Now, maybe we get the alternate art reprints like Cynthia. I think it's probably fair to assume that we will. But there are a couple coming about which you should be rather excited. Principally, is this Reset Stamp. Reset Stamp is a redonk card. It's a one-sided N. Your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck and draws a number of cards equal to the number of prize cards they have remaining. Some people don't think Reset Stamp is going to have a huge impact on the format. They're wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know I've been wrong about plenty of predictions in the past, but I contend that I will not be wrong about this. This is a phenomenal, over-the-top, ridiculous card, which is really going to change the way we play the game. So that's what we know. We know it's coming out on the 2nd of August, so we could have guessed that. We know it's got 230 new cards, so it will be the biggest set ever. We know that there are going to be 8 Tag Team GX Pokemon. We've seen 2 of the cards, and we know 6 of the pairs, but 2 of the pairs are as of yet a mystery. We know we're getting 9 new Pokemon GX, and we've seen 2 of them, but the other 7 remain a mystery. And we know we're getting 25 trainer cards and 2 special energy. We've seen some of the trainers. As I've said, the cards that we've seen that we talked about in this video, I will of course link them in the description. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I, for one, am very excited about this, but I would like to know what you think. Is 250 cards just too much for a set? Let me know in the comment section, and also, Tell me what Rowlet and Alolan Executor is going to do, because I am psyched about that card. Go nuts in the comment section, but please do remember the rules. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk about other games. And we're going to start covering a new game soon. And there are rumours that there's big Transformers news coming tonight, so head on over and get yourself subscribed. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.